Truth Unveiled here, and today I have so much to share with you. I'm going to be talking about Obama and the White House Correspondents' Dinner, and as well as the very cryptic messaging that has gone on there. But I don't know if many of you know this, but yesterday was the Illuminati's 240th birthday, as well as the Feast of Beltane, as well as the day after the 50th anniversary of the Church of Satan. So why would he make certain references that he makes? I'll tell you why, that and more to come. But I'm here at Time, and it says here's the full transcript of President Obama's speech at the White House Correspondents' Dinner. Now, I don't know if any of you all saw it or heard about it, but it was basically the president joking around. Oh, but was he really joking around? Because you're going to even see that he announces the end of the American Republic. And it goes on to say, good evening, everybody. It was an honor to be here at my last and perhaps the last White House Correspondents' Dinner. And of course, there was laughter and applause. But let me repeat that. It says, good evening, everybody. It is an honor to be here at my last and perhaps the last White House Correspondents' Dinner. Did you hear that? Perhaps the last one. Hello, what is that telling you? That doesn't sound like it's joking to me. It's going to be the last one, because what are they getting ready for? The New World Order. Not to mention that this speech was made and conducted around the same time as the Illuminati's 240th birthday. Then it goes on to say, you all look great. The end of the Republic has never looked better. What Republic are they talking about? Why would he even be joking about the end of the Republic? What Republic is he really talking about? But let's keep going. I do apologize. I know I was a little late. Tonight I was running on CPT, ha ha ha, which stands for jokes that white people should not make, ha ha ha. It's a tip for you, Jeff. Of course, there's, jokes in between it, but what you start to realize is that all throughout the speech, he keeps joking about and makes reference to staying in office or staying in Washington, D.C. Now, why would they have him joke about this? Because if you seriously think that he wrote this, oh, it's time to think again, because he gets people to write his speeches for him. But it goes on to say, anyway, here we are, my eighth and final appearance at this unique event. And they keep bringing that up. Final appearance. Why is that? And I'm excited. If this material works well, I'm going to use it at Goldman Sachs next year. Earn me some serious Tubmans. That's right. And then it goes on to talk about Michelle. And then it goes on to say, 8 years ago, I said it was time to change the tone of our politics. In hindsight, I clearly should have been more specific, blah, blah, blah. The laughter goes on. Then they start to joke about Michelle, and then they start to play some slides and everything. But why even joke about these things? Why even mention the end of the Republic? Like I said, what do you think they're talking about, and what do you think they're getting ready for? Now, the cryptic address goes on to say, but the prospect of leaving the White House is a mixed bag. You might have heard that someone jumped the White House fence last week, but I have to give Secret Service credit. Very interesting. The prospect of leaving the White House. Then it goes on to say, despite the churn in my final year, my approval ratings keep going up. Laughter. The last time I was this high, I was trying to decide on my major. So, like I said, they keep mentioning what? They keep saying in the last year, in this last year. What are they really talking about, and why even bring that up? What's the bigger agenda behind all this? I'll tell you what the bigger agenda is. I'm telling you, this is not a joke. This is not a game. They are not just joking about this stuff. And I hope you are reading between the lines, and I hope you are awakened and seeing what's going on, because we all know full well that Mr. Obama is staying in office. He's even joked about it, and I'm going to share that with you later on. But towards the end of the speech, he talks about and he jokes about the next upcoming so-called elections, which is a joke. But then he says towards the end, as for me and Michelle, okay, we've decided to stay in DC for a couple more years. Thank you. This way, our youngest daughter can finish up high school. Michelle can stay closer to her plot of carrots. She's already making plans to see them every day. Take a look. Then there's a slide shows. But our decision has actually presented a bit of a dilemma, because traditionally, presidents don't stick around after they're done. And it's something that I've been brooding about a little bit. Take a look. And then there's a video shown. Why would Mr. Obama even want to stay in Washington, D.C. to begin with? And it even says traditionally presidents don't stick around after they're done. So why would he even stick around for a couple more years. And like I said, why was this even made around the time of the Illuminati's 240th anniversary, which I'm going to take you to later on, as well as the Church of Satan's 50th anniversary? I'm going to take you that later on as well, so you can start to see exactly what's going on, see the cryptic messaging, see the warning signs ahead of time, and see that Mr. Obama is going to stay in office and that the new world order is here. The end of the republic is here. They're telling us everything in their speeches, but are we awakened to this, and are we seeing exactly what's going on? Remember, the elite work backwards. They don't work forwards, they work backwards. So anything that seems like a joke to them is not really a joke. And anytime they're serious, well, it's a joke, because that's how it works. But it says President Barack Obama said Tuesday that he could win a third term in office if he ran again, but that he is barred by the Constitution. Then it says, I actually think I'm a pretty good president. If I ran, I could win, but I can't. Obama ad-libbed during a speech in Ethiopia. There's a lot that I'd like to do to keep America moving, but the law is the law and no person is above it, not even the president. Oh, that's quite the contrary, because last I checked, there are a ton of executive orders that have been signed by the president that are over the Constitution and even over the own law. So that is just a very, very hypocritical statement to make indeed, because Mr. Obama has signed in so many executive orders, all of which are what? Slavery for the New World Order. If you don't believe me, go look up the executive orders that not only Obama, but all your other lovely presidents have signed into office, many of which include that the government has the right to take you and your children and place you into forced relocation in the event of a state of emergency in America. If you think I'm making that up, go look it up for yourself and do the research on your own time, so you'll see that I'm not making this stuff up, and that you honestly, seriously need to wake up to what's going on around you and see that your government and military are vehemently preparing for martial law, for civil unrest. And they're not looking to get rid of Mr. Obama anytime soon. He's even joked about it. They don't just joke about this stuff for no reason. Remember that everything is backwards with them. Whenever they joke about something, they're actually being serious. Just like they joked about the White House Correspondents' Dinner, yet Obama talked about and even admitted the end of the Republic, and admitted that it would be the last dinner speech that he would make. Very interesting. And what's also interesting too is that it is the 240th anniversary of the Illuminati. The Illuminati has been there for 239 full years. The capping of the New World Order, birthing of the Illuminati, birthing of the New World Order. It's the Illuminati secret new year that they don't tell you about. And I'm going to prove that to you in just a second. Sadly, this is no coincidence. Sadly, this is no conspiracy. And like I said, what is so special about this year in particular? Well, this year is the 240th anniversary of the Illuminati. It is the secret Illuminati New Year that they are not telling you about, that began just yesterday around the same time as the speech. Is that a coincidence? In which the same speech that Mr. Obama said it would be the last one, as well as the end of a republic? Very interesting. Doesn't sound like a coincidence to me. But this article from Inverse talks about the 240th anniversary after its finding, how it's become a widely popular internet meme, and how the founder, Adam Weishaupt, the German philosopher who was born in 1748, would probably have been perplexed by internet memes in general. And we're actually going to go to some of his quotes later on, so you can see that they're even preparing for a one world government, and have been preparing for one for the past 240 years now. So it was founded on May 1st, 1776, but let's keep going. It even talks about right here, it says their ultimate goal is for a one world government which they will control, also a one world currency, and they want control and ownership of all land, property, resources, and people. The definition reads. I just went over that with you when I talked about all of the unconstitutional executive orders that your lovely presidents have signed into office. Not only that, but we see the one world currency with all the banks and everything, and with the credit cards and debit cards, and we even know that they're initiating the one world currency already in Europe. A couple months ago, I talked about how they already have the chip enacted in Sweden, and they're even spreading it all over the world. So we already see it's a one world government already. And it even says They called the New Rising Sun posted an entry, and it even says claim that the group is alive and well, consisting of international heads of state, members of the media, and heads of the banks, the elite, the Illuminati. But if you thought that was bad, well, just take a look at some of Mr. Weishaupt's quotes, and we're here at Brainy Quote, and it says, and some of his quotes are very, very cryptic indeed. But it says, what does he even say? It says the human race will then become one family, and the world will be the dwelling of rational men. That sounds like what? New World Order, one world government. That is exactly what it's sounding like. And I hope you all are seeing that and seeing the bigger agenda behind all this. So within these past few days alone, we see that Mr. Obama makes a very telling speech where he even says and declares that the end of the republic is here. Not only that, but he even says that it's the last presidential dinner, White House Correspondents' Dinner, and he even jokes about a third term. Okay, so the leading up to martial law. So we see that. We also see that it's the Illuminati's 240th anniversary, and even Mr. Weishaupt, the founder, has even talked about the New World Order emerging under a one world government. But oh, if you thought that was it, oh no, it's not, because here we are at the Church of Satan, and it's their 50th anniversary, and they just so happen to celebrate it in Washington, D.C. It says, now that we've successfully gathered and again dispersed, we can let the world in one of our secrets. Members of the Church of Satan from around the world met in Washington, D.C. from May 1st through the 3rd to mark their year 50 Anno Satanas. They are not a congressional organization, and so this conclave was a rare celebration of this important landmark in their history. And we know this has been taking over with the satanic declaration that was made back in December, the Baphomet statue that was placed up in Detroit last year, the Georgia Guidestones, which the very first one calls for depopulating the plane to 500 million. And you don't think they're going to do that? Why do you think they even have that up to begin with? And why do you think Mr. Obama even mentioned the end of a republic, the new world order coming to fruition? And this is the secret new year with everything going on to the elite and to the occult. Oh, but it doesn't stop here. Now, I thought this article was interesting from the San Francisco Gate, and I thought it was interesting that they would even do this when it says, when the devil lived in the Richmond, the rise and fall of Anton LaVey, who founded the Church of Satan in San Francisco 50 years ago. Now, why would they even do this article? The reason I'm sharing all this with you is because you all seriously need to see what time it really is. You all need to really see what's going on. And first of all, if you still think you have rights, and if you still think, oh, you're a privileged American and blah, 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 I'm here to tell you that that is simply not the case with all these executive orders. You never really had a voice because presidents are selected and not elected. It is all a big illusion. America's one big socialist state. That's all it is, and that's what it's turning to, and that is why you're seeing poverty rise on a level like never before. They are getting ready for the new world order. All of the cards are stacked, lined up, ready to go, and there's been other symbolism as well with the death of Prince and the Queen's 90th birthday. You're seeing deaths and births. What reborn? What new world order? A new birth is what that's really referring to. And the Church of Satan turning 50 is no other surprise when it comes to that. That is what they're getting ready for. That is what they've been planning for. You can even read about it in the Protocols of the Learned Elders of Zion. But what will you think? Do you still think this is all a big game? I hope not. And last but not least, I would like to share with you May Day, which is the feast of Beltane, and this is from Huffington Post Religion, and this says, May 1st marks the Celtic festival of Beltane, also referred to as May Day, which many neo-pagans and Wiccans around the world observe to celebrate the onset of summer. Here are some facts and traditions to know about this holiday. 1. Beltane is one of the 8 pagan holidays along with the summer solstice, and here are the other ones, the fall equinox, the winter solstice, all of the solstices, to represent sun worship, and they fall Beltane and the other one, Samhain, fall exactly 6 months apart and are considered to be turning points of the year, much like New Year's Day. So what the Illuminati New Year has just begun. I hope you are seeing that it is a secret new year. They're not going to tell you about that because it's supposed to be a secret. And it says some pagans believe the veil between the human and supernatural worlds is at its thinnest, making them potent days for magic crafting. Not only